Hi everyone, welcome back. And if you're new here, hi, my name is Aileen. And here we talk about all things makeup, mostly luxury makeup, skincare, and fashion. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, I hope you consider subscribing. I'm so excited. You guys, this is such an honor. So this video is in collab with the beautiful Sean from Chantecaille Beauty. So Sean, she's just, first of all, she's stunning. She brings science to beauty. And most of you, I'm sure, are familiar with Sean, but if you're not, I'll have all of her information down below as well as her video. So Sean is just amazing. I was just a regular subscriber, watching, commenting, and out of nowhere, she's like, I would like to do a collab. And I was like, what? Me? Okay, girl, let's do it. I just love me some Sean. I love how poised she is. Her tone and her voice is so soothing. She makes everything look flawless. So we connected over Chanel, Chantecaille, and Tom Ford. So I can't wait to get to know her more. We've been DMing, and today we will be creating a Chanel spring look. So if that sounds like something you're interested, I hope you consider subscribing. And don't forget, like we always say, comment, like, subscribe. Let's get to it. So I got my headband on to get my hair out the way. So I recently came from vacation. I did get a bit of sun. So I haven't tried my Beiges to see if it's still a match. So I'm gonna start with the Beiges water tint. I am really enjoying this. And if you're new here, I am 37 years old. I'm of medium neutral skin tone. I have oily skin and hormonal acne that at the moment is very controlled, and I'm just trying to get through the hurdles of the hyperpigmentation that comes with that. I like to put this directly, the brush it comes with, and then apply it directly on my skin. I have really been enjoying this, and I really thought I wouldn't because I'm oily, but it is very hydrating, very refreshing, and it just feels like water on the skin. Like it's a tad light, as you can see. I need to buy some bronzing drops that I can put in my foundations to prevent from purchasing the foundations again in my summer shade. So there you can see it doesn't provide a ton of coverage, but it does provide coverage. And as you let it sit on the skin and it warms up, it just starts to build up a little coverage and even out the skin tone. It's just beautiful. And I already have my brows on, but anything that is on my face will be in the description box down below. Okay, so I have let that settle into the skin. I did want additional coverage in certain areas, so I just went in with a very light spot concealer in a few spots and then just blended it out with the same brush, no additional product, just so I get a little bit more coverage, but I still get the nice airy feel of the water tint. Next, I'm gonna set my T-zone with the Chanel Natural Finish Loose Powder, and this is in the shade 40. If I wanted additional coverage, I would dab this in, but I don't typically put this on my face. I just pick up the product, put it on my brush, and set my T-zone. It does provide a tad bit of coverage, but it will definitely provide more coverage if you use the puff that comes with it. But I just bring it down the center of my face, avoiding the under eye, and go outward. And I avoid the under eye, and I will go back with it lightly afterwards once I've added my concealer. See, even though I'm oily, I do love a great glow, so I try not to set the outer perimeter, just mainly the areas I get really oily. Next, I'm going to use the Le Correcteur de Chanel, and this is in the shade 30 Beige. I love this concealer. If you've been with me since the beginning, you know I am not one to recommend a concealer, but it was through watching Chantecaille Beauty that I realized that the problem wasn't the concealers I was trying, it was the lack of hydration under the eye. And once I started implementing additional hydration in my under eye, I started enjoying concealing a little more, but I still don't like to use too much. So I typically blend it out with my finger so that the warmth of my finger can really just warm that into the skin and have everything blend together seamlessly. See. Then I'll just lightly go over that with whatever's left on my brush to set it. I try to avoid too much product under the eyes to prevent creasing or settling into fine lines. I really love this concealer. It just gives the perfect amount of coverage, perfect amount of brightness under the eyes, and if I ever want a little more and never add additional concealer, I'll just add like a color corrector underneath so I can still use the same amount of concealer. So let's move on to the eyes, and I want to use this palette here, which is 318 Blurry Green. It's just beautiful. Greens just screams spring to me. So I'm in Georgia, and when I start to see the greenery coming in, I'm just ecstatic. Warmth. But first, to add a little dimension on the outer V, I'm gonna go in with the Stylo Ombre Et Couture. It's an eyeshadow liner kohl pencil, and this is in the shade 04 Electric Brown. So I'm gonna add this on the outer V just to give some dimension, and then I'm gonna blend that in. So with the BK Beauty 202, I will just work that in and blend. Here you are. Next, I'm gonna go into this shade here with the little Chanel sponge applicator that comes in the quad. These are perfect. They are the perfect shape to get all the way into the corner of the eye. And because I do have hooded eyes, I like to bring it up just a tad. And then I'm going to flip that over and go into this bottom green shade. And then flip it back over and blend those two shades together. And that's the great part about these applicators. Like, you could just use both sides, flip it back and forth. Then I'm going to go in with the same brush that I blended that liner and just soften that harsh line. I prefer a matte transition, so that's why I went in with the shadow liner. So here it is. So I don't have a shimmery shade from Chanel, so I'm gonna use one that I have in hand, and I like to bring that into the inner corner and then blend that into the shadow. And with that same shade, I'm going to brush this on the brow bone. And with a pencil brush, I'm going to go into that bottom green shade and just bring that in a tinge. I don't want to smoke it out too much because I want to feel confident wearing this throughout the day. And it's all a matter of perception. You can wear anything any time of day. I went back into this bottom shade, and I'm just gonna buff that all the way across the lower lash line. And here we are. So I'm just gonna tight line with the Stylo waterproof pencil, and this is in 932 matte taupe. Chanel's liners really are beautiful. They stay in place. You can definitely feel confident wearing a Chanel liner, knowing that you're not gonna get the liner buildup on the inner corner. It's not going to start running. So I tight lined with that. Let me finish the other eye off camera and I'll be right back. Okay, so eyes are done. I did add like a light nude liner in the bottom waterline just to take away that pinkiness from the waterline. Next, I'm gonna apply mascara, and this is the Le Volume de Chanel. I've tried a few. This one so far is my favorite. It just gives me good length and volume at the same time. And doesn't flake. It separates the lashes beautifully. The Le Volume Revolution kind of flakes on me a little bit. I still enjoy it. And I want to try their tubing mascara. I didn't even know Chanel had a tubing mascara until recently. So I definitely want to give that a try. If you can see the difference, it's just beautiful. So pretty. Next, we bronze. We can't do a spring look without bronze, and I love bronzer. So for bronzer, I use the Healthy Glow Sheer Powder, and this is in N70. It's not intended to be a bronzer, but it just works perfect for me as a bronzer. So I just do the 3. Oop. I really enjoy this as a bronzer. Not that I need much right now, because like I said, I just got back from vacation. This is beautiful. It blends beautifully. It doesn't give you any bronzed harsh lines. And I know it's intended to be a powder for a deeper skin tone, but it just really works for me as a bronzer, and I'm really enjoying it. Next is blush. And I have been playing with the new Chanel formula. I really enjoy the old. So this is the old formula, and this is the shade 260 Alizane. I love that it has like a little shimmer to it, so I don't have to wear a highlighter. If I can avoid a highlighter, I typically do, especially during the day, just because, like I said, I'm really oily. So if I can get a blush with a nice shimmer that plays well with my oils, I just bring that up and through my temples and above my brow, just so that it like ties it all together. This shade is beautiful, and it's not like glitter shimmer. It's just a perfect, elegant shimmer that I really enjoy. I like to dab that on my nose. It just gives the appearance that you've been sun-kissed, and that's why you're blushing. I love it. And it may not appear like a lot of blush on camera, but I do apply my makeup on camera how I would like to wear it out. So with that same inner corner and brow highlight, I just dabbed a little on the Cupid's bow. And for the lips, I want to use the new Rouge Coco Bloom in the shade 118. I am really enjoying this formula. It's just very nourishing, moisturizing. It feels great on the lips. It wears off beautifully. It slightly tints the lips as it wears off. It's just beautiful. So there we are. There's my Chanel spring look. I can't wait to see what Sean does and see her look. We didn't talk about what products we were using. And if you're coming from her channel, thank you so much for joining me today, you guys. And until next time, don't forget, we're all perfectly imperfect. Bye.